What up guys, Jacob Bratton with Southbound Fishing here. Today we're going to hit up some farm ponds. We're going to do one of my favorite things to do. It's just a real simple form of fishing. I don't carry a lot of tackle with me, one rod, pretty much one style of bait and one presentation I use, and that's just a Texas rig style. We've got a few lures and few things that I use to rig up with here. First, I just carry one small box of hooks, and I'll throw a few weights in there. The hooks I'm going to be using are these are 4 or 5 sized offset shank, just a real basic worm hook. And then I'll be using some tungsten weights, and I'm going to start out with like an 1/8 ounce, and I'm going to move up to a 32nd or a 16th if I feel like that's a little too fast. As far as my baits go, using a 4.5 inch Yum woolly hogtail, just a little creature bait. And if that's not working, then I'm gonna switch over to the tried and true Berkeley power bait worm, using green pumpkin color. That's a bass catcher. During the summertime, these fish really turn on that worm. Just a nice on the bottom presentation. That's what they want. Alright, the first thing I do to make sure that I have a good day out here at one of these farm ponds is I always make sure to ask the landowner for permission before I come out and fish them. It can end up in a really bad day if you don't do that, and you end up in trouble with the law. So you got to always be sure and ask whoever owns the property that you're fishing. It's okay if you can fish on his pond. And that makes for a good day if you do that and he says okay. Alright, I'm casting back in this area trying to get a fish that I just missed here. There he is. There he is. Missed him on the last cast and picked him back up on that one. Not a huge fish. Not a huge fish, but not a bad one. On this creature bait. Little fish, 1/2 pound or so, I don't know. But I missed him to begin with, and I threw right back in there and he ate it again. I was just... There's a bite. Fish. Another little guy. Fishing that deeper water. A lot of times these bigger fish are going to hang out in deeper water, even though this one's not a very good example of that. You got to fish these deeper pockets. They don't hold as many fish, but a lot of times the bigger fish will get down in there because of the oxygen. The oxygen will be higher and the water temperature will be cooler. So always clear your bait off. That's a big recommendation. You got a bunch of grass on your bait, it's not going to hit it. There's one right there. Another small fish in the same size range, but there's going to be a lot of that in these farm ponds. Another little largemouth. Pay attention to where you're fishing. I saw a fish moving up here. I'm going to try and sight cast him. A lot of times in the summer, see my line swimming? Oh, he picked it up. He's still on there. All right. A little bit better fish. A lot of times in the summer, you can sight cast these fish when they're swimming shallow. You'll see them up moving around up shallow, and just pay attention. Always pay attention, because it can help you put fish in the boat, on the bank, you know, wherever you're fishing. There's a good fish. Hey, that's a decent bass. All right. I've had a few of these little bites where they're falling up shallow. It's a little bit better fish. I would you know, you've always just got to be ready. You can't let your guard down. Always be ready for the strike. You know, I was just kind of done fishing what I was targeting, reeling up my bait, and that bass hit it. You can never let your guard down. It's about a pound, give or take. He's not a bad little fish.